Hello, KB, and welcome to our new story of the day. I've got a very cool story for you that I think you are going to like. Now, this week we are learning all about the different types of weather. And you've done such a great job reading and talking and learning about all the different types of weather that we know. And today's story is also going to be about weather, but it's a different type of story. Today's story is a folk tale. Now, we have read folk tales before, and you should remember that folk tales are fiction stories that come to us from a very long time ago. So these stories were passed down and retold over and over again, and we still read them today. And in folk tales, we usually read about a character or characters that are trying to solve a problem. This folk tale is called The Battle of Wind and Rain. Wow. Now, in this folk tale, we're going to read to find out why the wind and rain have a battle. So let's get right to it. I want you to sit back. I want you to relax. I want you to enjoy the story. And I want you to try to think about what problem they're trying to solve in the story. Let's do it. One sunny day long ago, thunder, lightning, and rain were sleeping among the fluffy clouds. Wind whirled around them, making the clouds rush across the sky. I'm bored, Wind said. Let's make a storm. We're trying to sleep, groaned Thunder. And we just made a storm yesterday, Lightning yawned. Both of them rolled over and started to snore. Wind blew a big puff of air on Rain. I'm not in the mood to play right now, Rain complained. Please sit still. But I'm the most powerful force in nature, Wind said. I can't sit still. I know you're powerful, Rain said, but I want to sleep. So in part 4, we start to see our problem in the story. Wind is one of our characters, and Wind wants to make a storm. Okay? The other characters, Rain, Thunder, and Lightning, want to sleep. They're tired. They just made a storm yesterday. But Wind will not listen. Wind wants a storm. Let's check out part 2. Come on, Wind begged. I want to play a game. Let's go down to Earth and see who's more powerful, you or me. Rain pretended to be asleep, but Wind blew another big puff of air on her. Okay, Rain said at last. I'll play your game, but if I beat you, you have to promise to leave me alone whenever I'm trying to sleep. Wind laughed. Sure, he said, thinking Rain could never beat him. And if I beat you, you have to promise not to go down to Earth unless I say so. Rain thought about it. She knew that if she could not go down to Earth, all the plants, animals, and people would not get the water they needed. There would be a drought and nothing would grow. But Rain did not want Wind to think he was so powerful. I predict I will beat you, she said. So, in part 2, Wind begs Rain for a challenge. They want to Wind wants to see who is more powerful. So she challenges Rain. And Rain's thinking about it, and she's thinking, well, I need to win, or the people won't get the water they need. So let's see what happens in part 3. Thunder and lightning continued to snore. Rain followed Wind down to Earth to play his game. Suddenly, she saw a monkey resting in a bamboo tree, and a clever idea popped into her head. Do you see that monkey? Asked Wind. If you can make the monkey leave the tree, you will beat me. No problem, Wind boasted. I can do anything. He sucked in his breath and let out a huge whoosh. Rain smiled to herself. She knew that bamboo could bend in the strongest wind and it would never break. Wind blew and blew. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. The tree swayed back and forth, but the monkey just held on to the tree and enjoyed the ride. Finally, Wind gave up. I can't do it, he said, gasping for breath, but at least I'm sure that you can't either. We'll see, said Rain. So Rain had a clever idea in part 3. She said that if the wind could make the monkey fall from the tree, that Wind could win the challenge. But Rain was being clever. She knew that the bamboo would not break in the wind, and she was right. Now it's Rain's turn to take part in this challenge. Let's check out part 4. Rain called to the clouds to make them turn gray. The sky grew dark. A light drizzle began to fall. Soon a big, wet shower fell down on Earth. The monkey shivered in the cold temperature, but still he held on to the tree. He even stuck out his tongue to catch a few raindrops. Ha ha, said Wind. You can't do it either. Just a minute, Rain said. Wind chuckled. He's still in the tree. Rain was patient. Her drops kept falling. At last, the monkey grew tired of being in the tree and climbed down to find a place to get dry. Rain looked at Wind. Well, she said. Wind could not say a word. He, the most powerful force in nature, had to admit that Rain was stronger. Off he flew, and because he felt so embarrassed, he often went away whenever he saw her again. This is why, when Wind is very powerful, Rain sometimes comes to stop him and leave the land in peace. So, we saw how the problem was solved. Rain ends up winning this challenge. Also, this folk tale is a fun way to explain why, when it rains, it seems to get calm, the wind seems to stop. Sometimes it's really windy before it starts to rain, and then when the rain starts, it gets a little bit more peaceful and not as windy. Just like in our story, we learned that the wind is very powerful, but when rain comes, it gets a little embarrassed because it lost this challenge, and the rain brings the peacefulness back to Earth. This was a fun story to read with you. I hope you enjoyed it, and I always love when we have a chance to share a good folk tale together.